Glenn, I want people in my generation to meet you the way I did, real, one-on-one, no monologue, no censorship. So Glenn, straight up, I mean, what do you believe?
I believe the reason why I hired you is because I believe people like you are going to make the difference. I believe that there are more people in America that want to help than there are that need help. And we're creating a system that is having everybody go through a filter, and that's not it. It's one-on-one. It's just people that want to do something, want to make a difference. Everybody understands YouTube. Everybody understands iTunes. When I was your age, you had to have a record promoter stop by your bar if you were going to be, if you wanted to be a band and have a hit. You don't need any of that.
Yeah.
So why are we having all of this infrastructure built above everybody when you can connect with somebody else on the other side of the planet? Mm-hmm. Why would you do that?
You know, Glenn, after meeting you, I know you'll be the first one to admit that you've made your share of mistakes. So let me just dive right into it. How have you messed up?
In almost every way you possibly could. I mean, I screwed my life up so much up until the 90s. Completely screwed my life up. Raging alcoholic, jerk. Lost my family, everything. In the last 10 years, I've really tried. But we're in a country that is so full of lies and so full of politics. I mean, ask the average person, am I a Republican? The average person will say,
yes, absolutely.
I hate them.
I think that's something that our generation wants to know, you know? I
don't know how to say, I mean, I hate them. I think they're as much of a problem as the other side. I'm a huge fan of Washington. And Washington warned us, everything that's happening is happening now. And the main thing he warned us, the parties are going to destroy you. Don't do the parties. So what are we doing? But no matter what happens, if you speak out in today's world, you're either a Republican or a Democrat.
Yep.
How about just being real?
Now that I know you, I know that your emotionality, if that's a word, on camera is not a front. That's just a genuine part of who you are. And on top of that, I know that the charity wing of GBTV is what you're most passionate about. So I guess what people want to know, what I want to know is why are you risking all this to do good when you could just make a perfectly awesome living doing radio?
Because that's not what it's about, is it? I thought it was until I was 30. I thought it was about, fame, fortune, everything else. It's not. I've been rich, I've been poor. It's easier to be rich. My wife and I have this discussion all the time. I think in many ways we were happier when we were poor. It's the quality of life. It's who you are as a person. And the thing I'm trying to impress even on my own team, who's been with me for a while, is we're not creating a business that will do charity. We're creating a charity that does business. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. Our main thrust has to be do good. Do good. There's too much crap, too much evil in the world.
And I think that's something that our generation doesn't understand about you, that you don't just say, hey, this political agenda. I mean, now that I know you, it really is do good. And I think people watching that, that's actually what's in here. That's crazy to me.
That's why people make fun of me for crying. That's why. I actually feel something. I'm not dead inside. Everybody else is dead inside.
And they think that you are, to be honest. I think you're like this TV guy.
Then I demand the Emmy. I demand an Emmy. If I am that good at crying and everything else on television, I don't know any other actor that can do it. I want the Emmy. Put your money where your mouth is. I'm either real or I'm the best damn actor on television. Which is it?
Now, Glenn, I'm going to be honest. If this was just about a political agenda, I wouldn't be here, right? Mm-hmm. And you know that my heart...
I wouldn't have hired you if I thought you had a political agenda.
Exactly. And my heart is overwhelmed by the injustices in this country and the world. So my question is to you, with all due respect, what do you say to people of my generation that honestly think you're just a fearmonger?
I don't really care. I mean, I really don't care about what people think about me. I don't care. What are you passionate about? What are you passionate about?
Injustices?
It's great. Tell me specifically what you're passionate about. Then follow your passion. I'm following my passion. I believe the country is in trouble. I believe, quite honestly, I think we're in, I hate to be called a fearmonger. I think we are in the most danger. Freedom. I am absolutely a guy who stood against Mubarak and said, are you out of your mind? The enemy of my enemy is not my friend. Ghost planes. We're picking people up in the middle of the night and we're saying, hey, talk to us or we're going to drop you off over in Egypt. That's insane. That's what's causing all of these problems, is we are sitting here looking at picking people up and expecting them, when we march in, to say, oh, the Americans are here. The Americans just put him on a ghost plane and now he's in the prison with Mubarak's people torturing him. They don't understand that. We don't stand for anything. You got to stand for something. So we're in trouble if you don't start standing. I don't care what you think of me. I'm trying to do what I think is right.
Piggybacking off of that, lastly, Glenn, how do people in my generation get involved? And what I'm most stoked about this whole GBTV thing is that it's not just about Glenn Beck, it's about people my age participating. So bluntly, how do kids my age participate in this movement that we're trying to start here?
I really believe that life is just about puzzle pieces. I've got one piece of the puzzle. What I've done is I'm building something where people of like mind can come together who understand freedom and want to change the world, because it's changing whether you like it or not. So are you going to be a part of that? Are you going to define that change? Are you going to fight for what you think is right? I put together my puzzle piece, which is a platform that will help people link. Now it's up to you to find your passion and to come and to build something. All this is just, it's an empty structure. You build it.
And the thing that I think is unique about you, and not to give you too much kudos, is that you're actually going to listen. That if a kid came up to you, I would talk about the original document. That, I think, more than anything, is what fires me up about you, is that you actually listen.
What we did on the original argument was, I mean it when I say somebody should do this. I'm busy. I'm doing as much as I possibly can. There are things that I think are important. There are things that you think are important. Great, let's combine forces. I said on the air, hey, you know what should happen is somebody should rewrite the Federalist Papers. A guy in college went and rewrote them, brought them to us. We went then to the biggest scholars all in the country. Make sure, is this right? Are these translations right? We added some work to it. This week, it took him about 6 months to be able to get in touch with me. He gave up, almost gave up entirely of ever getting that document to me. He did this week. We found out yesterday he's a #1 New York Times bestseller.
So Glenn, I mean, these are my peeps at colleges on the other end of that camera. I mean, I know you, but last and what do you want to tell them, you know?
Make a difference. Make a difference. Stop being convinced that you have to go through somebody else. Stop being convinced that you have to play by the rules of the game. There are rules of the game. I say the Big Ten. Let's do the Big Ten Commandments. Do the top 10. I don't care what you call them or who you. What do you say? We don't kill each other. We don't lie about each other. We just are decent to each other. Other than those rules, all the rules are up for grabs. Go out and make your way. Unite with other people. And don't listen to the man. Don't listen to the man.